I know you're tired of talking about it, so am I. However, Jada Pinkett Smith has actually addressed the slap heard around the world in the opening of her show, Red Table Talk. I told you this would happen, okay? So let me give you some background to this. Let's put up the new promo for the 5th season. There it is. All right. Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table Talk has returned for its 5th season, and it referenced Will Smith's Oscars slap right off the bat, okay? Considering all that has happened, it says in the opener, in the last few weeks, the Smith family has been focused on deep healing, a title card stated at the beginning of the episode, which was released on Facebook Watch on Wednesday. According to the New York Post, it continued to say, and I quote, some of the discoveries around our healing will be shared at the table when the time calls. The message further read, until then, the table will continue offering itself to powerful, inspiring, and healing testimonies like that of our incredibly impressive first guest. Goes on to talk about that. The episode then cut to a pre-taped segment featuring Pinkett Smith, her daughter Willow, and her mother, Adrienne Banfield Norris. The episode was purportedly taped before the Oscars debacle, okay? So the show made no further reference to Smith's assault on actor Chris Rock, which took place at the Oscars in March. Now, I've broken this down already. I will give you a quick summary. Will Smith was not protecting his wife, Jada. He did this out of ego, out of some perverted sense of what he needed to do in that moment because of whatever he's going through in his own personal life. I do agree with the sentiment that Black women and women in color, by extension, are not supported and protected as they should be. This situation with Will Smith has nothing to do with that narrative. Let's not conflate the two. In addition to that, once again, this is Hollywood's fascination with status. The reason why Will Smith was allowed to do this and sit back down and still enjoy the ceremony and nobody escorted him out is because he enjoys a certain type of status. And all of a sudden his status causes us to try to contextualize things in a different way and make excuses for what has no excuse. But I guarantee you if Chris Rock would have slapped Will Smith, the narrative would be quite different. Why? Because Chris Rock has a different status in Hollywood, proving the point that status is the fascination of those in that culture. But there's a deeper sentiment here expressed by Will Smith in his own book. In his book, Will Smith writes that he felt jealous of who? Tupac's fearless passion and militant morality, which he would compare to his own inability to stand up to his father. As a result, Will writes, he felt insecure and cowardly against the late rapper. Tupac has been dead for a minute, okay? All right, speaking to US Weekly, a source revealed that the couple had an in-depth conversation about the incident, and they both agreed that Will Smith should not have gotten physical with the comedian, especially on a public platform such as the Oscar Awards. Source also said it was in the heat of the moment, and it was him overreacting. He knows that, she knows that. They're in agreement, he overreacted. The source also expressed to the publication that Jada is not the kind of woman who needs protecting because she is a strong woman who knows how to defend and protect herself in any situation. All right, well, listen, good for her. I'm glad that she knows how to do so. This is going to obviously be something that people will watch for. I do believe that Jada is very brilliant and she knows how to market this, and definitely this will be an anticipation. And many people, record numbers of people, will watch her red table discussions. Is this not part of the reason why we're here in the first place? Okay, let me just say this. I know more about the Smith family than I probably know about my own. All right. Thoughts?
I got thoughts, man. This is a story. I remember I did not watch the Oscars, and when it happened, I woke up in the middle of the night, checked my phone, saw all this stuff about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, and I just thought, the world is different now. Things are different now that this has happened. And ever since then, nonstop hot takes on both sides of whatever aisle we're even talking about anymore. But one of the things that always stood out to me about this, obviously they're milking it for publicity. We could have, everybody knew that was going to happen. But the problem that I have with a lot of this is that, she has this show on Facebook. She has her Red Table Talk. We're in the 5th season of it now. Both her and her husband have very, very public platform as well as their kids. Not everything needs to be out in the public domain, right? It's like what you were saying. I know so much more about this family than I've ever cared to know, right? Just been in my face for whatever reason. I know so much about these people, and I didn't ask for any of it. And sometimes it really is okay if you're dealing with something in your marriage, in your own life, with your family, whatever, with Tupac. You deal with that on your own. I don't need to hear about it, right? And then you get these very public outbursts of things, and then all of a sudden people want an explanation, and now you have another season of your show on which to talk about it.
That is so accurate, right? So I have a prediction. I actually think Jada is going to divorce Will Smith and marry Tupac's hologram. That's what I think is going to end up happening.
That's the dream, yeah.
Right, exactly. I'm going to say this. Listen, I'm not married yet, but when I do get married, we're not doing red table stuff. We better talk at this kitchen table. Okay, that's how we will handle internal family conflict here.